Hello, everyone. Welcome to another Winners Circle Sports Betting podcast. Sean Higgs coming out here. It's Friday, August the 1st. It's a new month. Here we go. And look at this. Me and Matt almost got matching blues on today. And I know I'm definitely not feeling blue because I told you a month ago. And even before me and Matt did a Hall of Fame free pick video to take the Chargers. And we talked about going the over as well there, how the games have been, a lot of under action, but of late they've been over. And Matt, who would have thunk 2-0? We would have thunk because this is what we do for a living. Listen, if you're tuning in, Football Friday will be back. It's a regular Friday now. We do have preseason next week, Thursday, Friday stuff. I'm going to say tentatively, probably before week 0, the Football Friday live. So that'll be August 22nd. I'm guessing we'll come in with a live because that's a preseason's nice to do a live on a Friday for that. Nah, I don't. No, thank you. That'll hurt my head, and it's bad enough I got a pea-sized brain worm down a 12-lane highway. You add that into preseason football with who's playing that 12-lane highway becomes like the Pacific Ocean, and I got to find one piece of seaweed floating. So let's just say the 22nd for the Football Friday live return. Now you're here. Put that notification bell on for Football Friday, for MLB free picks, for Hall of Fame game, regular college, NFL sports, all those free picks for you. You don't want to miss out on those, right? Comment section open as always. We got you covered here with our free picks. And now me and Matt, we got some work to do because we are 52-51 here with Major League Baseball free picks. We got 2 games today. And like I said, kind of high lines we'll get to in a second. But these are the free picks. These are the freebies. Head to gamblersworld.net for our best bets. Now, baseball's in full swing. It's August, dog days of summer. We just got to get a couple more weeks till football comes. But Matt's having a pretty good MLB season. I'm turning around, slow start, winning lately. I did have a loser yesterday with the Reds line, but I had been on like a 13-5 run or something along those lines. So it was a good winning July. We're going to keep it going in August. Go get our best bets for Major League Baseball. And, of course, listen, football. And I've said it every day for like the last week. Early bird NFL is up. $5.49. It's less than $25 a week. I get on the coffee drinkers, but maybe you're a fatty like me and you're buying Twix bars, cookie dough flavored or something. Don't waste your money. Make the smart money move. Early bird NFL, less than $25 a week. All winners through the Super Bowl. Great deal for you there. And if you like MLB, we have a World Series pass up as well. But let's be honest, it's August. You got drool coming out of the mouth, and you got little white spots because you're foaming for football action. Go get that football pass. Now, Matt, so it's Friday. We did have the trade deadline. You guys made a little move up in Toronto. Yanks and Mets, Phillies all kind of pivot, a lot of bullpen action. The Padres say, you know what? We brought in Machado. We signed Tatis. We had a Soto sighting. All these pitchers, over the last couple of years, they go at it again. They go at it again for the big name. Bullpen guy they bring in here. And again, that was a move I thought the Orioles should have made last year. The Orioles should have made a move like that last year. Instead, they sell. Any thoughts on your team or just trades in general? And how you look at now what's going to happen with these trades and reinforcements for first-place teams, and what does that mean to money lines coming forward for us?
Right. Yeah, it was kind of uneventful trade out. You know what I mean? Like you mentioned, it was mostly teams doing bullpen work, which that is what wins in the playoffs now, right? Your bullpens. And 5 teams upgraded their bullpens big time. The Mets, Phillies, Padres, Yankees, and there were a couple, big hitters that went around. And
well, Seattle. I mean, we'll be talking about the Seattle game, but
yeah,
you got to love that. That's I think they are the true winners because they had some offensive problems, which is weird because I was saying the other day on the show here, they do hit on the road. They got their second best. I think they're 1 in home runs, but 2 in average and ribbies. But it's kind of like they're just you look at the line, it's kind of blasé. You bring in 2 corner power guys. I think that's a They had the pitching. That was a team that didn't need starting pitching.
Exactly. Yeah, and they brought in those hitters, and it's an interesting dynamic where they did it early, and they kind of forced Houston to do something, which Houston got Correa, at the deadline, which Houston felt like they probably had to, because the Seattle lineup now 1 through 6 or 7
looks pretty good.
It is one of the best in baseball. You know what I mean?
Looks pretty good.
Like you said, their starting pitching, is really, really, really good with the top 3, I would say, and their bullpen is, I think, pretty decent. So as long as they make the playoffs, they will be a contender in the American League. The American League is wide open right now, I think.
I mean, you got Gilbert, Wu, Castillo. I mean, even Hancock's not terrible. I mean, they have starting pitchers. They could throw out starting pitchers at you. Kirby, they got you.
Yeah,
and now you look at the lineup.
Yeah,
and that was always their problem. Right? They started so slow they couldn't hit. Julio Rodriguez is like a second half kind of guy. Now you look at it, you're like, oh boy, you got Raleigh. Now you bring in Suarez. Naylor's a decent bat. I mean, he's got power, but again, it's somebody who could hit a home run for you, like he did the other day for them. Crawford. And then Correa, who knows what that's going to be. But that team also has, I think, 5 pitchers coming back? I think the Stros have 5 guys, a bunch of guys coming off the injured list too. They're pitcher-wise.
Right.
And Peña's coming back for them as well. So they got some internal reinforcements. And then the Rangers, Merrill Kelly. Here's a team, again, struggled hitting. Now they're starting to hit a little bit. And you bring in, I think, as good as Evaldi and DeGrom have been at 1-2. That's a nice little 3 to slot behind those guys.
Yeah.
This is going to be a fun little run in this division for the next 2 months.
It will be. 100% will be. And obviously the Central is already done with Detroit. And the East, the Yankees, oh my gosh, they upgraded huge in their bullpen. They have 4 They have 4 legitimate closers.
But here's the thing.
Their back end of their relief is going to be amazing.
Where was the starter? So unless you're just saying, Louis Gill comes back Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
All right. He maxed out his innings. He had more innings last year than his entire career pitching. We're expecting this guy to come in. The good thing is that he only has to go 4 or 5 innings because you could pull out a bullpen to go 1-1-1 like the Giants had, just to 5 relief pitchers every day. You're going to do that for 2 months? What's that going to look like when October comes if you're going to burn out a bullpen because you got a bunch of 5-inning starters? Like, I think they could have got a starter. The Red Sox, Dustin May, this is what you're going after? You couldn't listen, Joe Ryan would have been a good grab for any team. I know the Yanks don't want to trade Spencer Jones because they hold on to these prospects like everybody's going to turn into, Aaron Judge. I mean, that's not always the case. I mean, where's Clint Frazier's out of baseball? Remember, that guy was like a top prospect. You ruined that guy. I don't know. If you can get a top flight arm, I'll trade the kid. You want to? I don't know. You want to win. This is for any team, by the way, not just the. At least the Padres are trying to win a World Series. They see the Dodgers scuttering and think, you know what? We could win this division. We're not scared of the Mets or the Phillies.
Yeah. You sent me a tweet yesterday with Shane Bieber, and I was like, I was watching the podcast. I said with Ken Rosenthal, who was saying he wasn't sure if any team would take a chance on Bieber because he was coming off Tommy John. He's made 3 minor league rehab starts, and I'm like, Toronto took the chance.
Yeah,
and he also brought up a point that the trade deadline used to be about the GMs making moves to win. Now it's almost come to the point where they don't want to make moves because they don't want to look silly and make the wrong move. Yes.
I was talking about that with another friend of ours, and he's like, these guys want to be outsmarted with the analytics. Like, the analytics say this, and the numbers say that, and the salary say.
Yep.
Nick, do you want to? That's fine. You know what? If that's the case, trade your guys. Trade Aaron Judge. I was going to say Paul Skeens. Trade whoever, Alonso, Lindor, any big name guy on your team. Why are you trying to skirt around the bushes? You're playing baseball like the Angels just did. Like the Angels in the offseason brought in Kikuchi and Regilio and Travis Denard. You're thinking, wow, this is a team that's putting in veteran pieces like they're tweaking a World Series run. They didn't trade any of those guys. They brought in a couple back-end guys from the Nationals for the bullpen for help.
Right.
Like that is essentially what you're doing by not going after a stud pitcher or a bat or whatever the case may be. We're going to hold on to a guy who might be good in Major League Baseball because he's good in AAA.
Right. And I mean, you think about it, like the Atlanta Braves they're cooked, right? And if any team really wanted to make a big splash move, go after Chris Sale. I mean, he's 36. I think the Braves would have unloaded him with.
But what are you going to get out of him? He's on the injured list. When's he coming back?
That's true. Yeah, that's true, I guess. But that's a good point. But a splash move like that, like, you go after, like.
Well, even anybody on that team. You could have went after Ozuna for a bat. You could have tried to get one of their middle corner infielders like Austin Riley. I mean, again, I don't know how these guys are. They're obviously not doing well this year, so maybe nobody wants them. But I'm all for change of scenery with some guys. Some guys, I think, when the Braves are thought to be a good team, and then you start out crap, and then we're people. You're going to kind of be moping around, and that's definitely a mopey organization right now. They've been hit with injuries, and the bats have not been good in a couple of years. Yeah,
and like a lot of the moves yesterday for starters, they're mostly like just middle starters. Like it was Chris Paddock and Charlie Morton, and players like that. Like,
I mean, I thought Eflin would go, but he's on the injured list as well. I love baseball. Trade deadline. It could have been a little more exciting if the Sox and Yanks really kind of battle each other to get a pitcher. Even the Tigers, I think, could have went after a little pitching help. But we'll see how that all shapes up. Speaking of the Detroit Tigers, now I chose these games thinking, you know what? And I did these on Sunday. Well, coming out of the All-Star break, we're going to have two first-place teams in Detroit and Philly, and we have a battle in second place in Seattle and the Rangers that I picked. And lo and behold, look at these lines for two first-place teams playing today and two teams battling for second place. I could just imagine what these teams are going to be laying when they're facing the Nationals who trade guys and the Twins and the other lower-level teams. If we're laying 150 today with a first-place team, it's going to be an interesting August and September, and thank you for football. Suarez, a 150 spot here, Matt. 7.5. Flannery's not been good, and I'm a Flannery guy. This has been a terrible year for the Cat. They're waiting for him to come around. This team has been scuttling for 2 weeks now. And I don't think it's tough to call a team of smoke and mirrors when you got maybe the Cy Young winner in Skubal, right? And Riley's been pretty good, and Tork's kind of broken out from his bad rookie year, and Baez finally was an all-star, shows some promise at, 10 years after the fact. But I could see this team being a one-and-done playoff time. The offense isn't all that great. It's good, but you got a lot of not flash in the pans, but you got some young guys who are still getting better, and you got like Lieber and Baez who are older cats. And is this real or not? Is it going to last? Hasn't lasted the last couple of weeks, which is why you're a plus 130 dog. Flannery on the road, a 6+ ERA, 6.8, 282 batting average against, and here come the Phillies, shoring up the bullpen. Suarez. Again, the road home split's not good. Worst at home, but he had a bad start versus the Angels 2 starts ago, and he gave up 3 runs to Padres the game before that. So that's a 9 spot. The last 12 games, 9, he had only given up 10 in the other 8 of those games. And I look at those 2 bad outings before and after the All-Star break. Maybe he was just at the tail end of a good start because he had a really good run. Maybe he's out of gas a little bit. Tired, not feeling it, comes out a little ho-hum, has a bad outing. I don't know, man. 150 is the top of my league laying for a money line. The run line at 140, that's where I'd be looking.
Yeah, that's where I'm looking too. I love Suarez at home. He had that one bad start against the Angels, like you brought up, in his last home start. Had a good one against the Mets coming back. And you also mentioned Flaherty. I don't know his exact numbers in in Detroit before he got traded last year, but I think they were pretty good. And then, he went to the Dodgers, had a good run there. And he hasn't been good this year. And he has been horrible on the road. And, I think facing this offense, Phillies lost 2 or 3 against the White Sox. I think they come back firing here and roll over Detroit, who, like you said again, could be a one and done come playoff time. I don't know if they really are for real.
It looks, I mean, we've seen teams go on win streaks, go on losing streaks, and have little humps, right? The Dodgers, for all their love, they had a terrible July because the team behind them just went all in to catch them. So something is part of the long season. But who's the break? I look at it, it's like after Skubal, I know Casey Mize has had a nice year, but again, it's Casey Mize.
Right. And Reese Olson's hurt, right? And other than that, it's like,
Charlie Morton, his ERA looks bad. He was pretty solid, giving up a run or two in 5+ innings for the Orioles. But again, you're relying on a 40-year-old guy not to break down.
Right.
Official pick here from Matt, run line plus 140 as the free pick. This is Matt's free pick. Hello, number 1 MLB capper on the site. He's taking a fave. It is on a run line. If you look at his yearly number, 131 and 157. That's 20-something games under 500, folks. But you know what? When you take underdogs, this is why we love MLB, Matt and myself, because you're taking plus monies. 1-1 every day, 10, 15, 32, whatever the case may be. It adds up, and it adds up pretty fast. Matt's got a 3-pack up today at Gamblers.net for his bets. Go get it. Number 1 for the year in MLB. And maybe you'll turn a couple people on to taking dogs when you start buying his picks. And you're like, wow, look at this. I go 2-1, but it's a huge day. I go 1-2, and I broke even. How's that possible? Folks, underdogs. And the MLB special, I saw it roll across there for the rest of the year. I think it's less than, $5 a day for MLB comes out to. Pretty good deal, especially when Matt's on fire for the entire season. Rolling along. It wasn't just like, hey, I'm hot for 2 weeks and I overtake people. Matt's been ready, steady all season long with his MLB. Free pick, run line, Philadelphia plus the 140 here. Phillies run line. I mentioned, I said we got another big line here, Matt. Rangers and Seattle. 190. A 190 spot.
Right.
This was like a 130 yesterday. And we got listed at 150. It's actually higher than this 160 now here. It's gone totally out of proportion. I don't know because they're bringing in Suarez. I'm trying to figure out why the huge line jump is because Texas themselves added, again, a starting pitcher and a rando bullpen kind of guy. Leiter has been so-so. He's been a little better down the stretch here. He started out, gave up 6 runs back in May to these guys. But if you look at his numbers coming down July here, 2, 3, 2, 1 runs, not bad. 3 ERA for July. 3 2/3 innings versus San Diego, but he only gave up 2 runs in that. 5 strikeouts. I guess his count was high. 5, 6, 7 strikeouts. The month before that, he had a rough one. Not good. Solid May. He's not been all that bad. His partner in crime from Vanderbilt, Kumar Rocker, he might be the one getting relegated to the bullpen. One of these 2 guys will be after the Kelly sighting. And then I see Gilbert come into play, who I like. What's there not to like about the guy? Great home numbers. Are you a .65 whip at home? Is that what I'm reading correctly on this guy? What are we doing with this? It's just, I'm so annoyed, Matt. Because it is, like I said, beginning of the show, I picked 2 games thinking these are going to be kind of close battle kind of games. And I'm staring at a monster spread here. And part of me wanted to take Seattle. I'm not going to lie. Like a Seattle run line, I thought it'd be a nice plus 135 with a smaller kind of line. No, it is not meant to be. It is not to be. The run line's plus 115. Again, a 65 whip at home, a 132 batting average against. Fabulous. All that being said, though, with the moves that Seattle made, again, guys got to get into town, suit up, work all those kind of kinks out. I like the over here, believe it or not. I could throw out all the stats on Gilbert and why Seattle could be primed to overtake Texas and Houston and win this division and give somebody a serious run in the playoffs, possibly the World Series with their pitching staff. I look at the way Texas has been playing lately. I see them scoring some runs. They're obviously going to come in like, hey, we just made a move for a nice starter. We're not scared of your lineup. We're starting to hit now. I think over 7.5 is the play here. I think Seattle, though they don't hit as well at home, will get to lighter here a little bit. I mean, he pitched really good against them 2 weeks ago. June 29th, he gave up a run in that start. I don't know. 7.5 for me. I'm going over the total.
Yeah, I mean, he faced Seattle back in May, gave up 6. So, yeah and I hate to call you a public John here, but it will be a public play because of everybody's heard how Seattle has upgraded their offense. And you get a line of 7.5. People are going to go over. But I do agree with it. I love Gilbert at home, but if Texas can score 2-3 runs, yeah, and I think Seattle will get to lighter here. Who has been pitching better of late, but I'm still not sold on this kid yet.
So the Naylor and Suarez things, here comes the Seattle offense, right? Because that's the square peg of it.
Yep.
But the triangle trying to get into a cylinder is that they are the worst hitting team at home in baseball, Seattle. 225. The worst. I mean, which is crazy because on the road they're number 1 all over the joint. Right. But yet when it comes to being home, 3rd in on base, 300. And slugging percent, a little better in slugging because you got Calrella hitting, but still 9th worst. And then you're throwing Gilbert's numbers on top of it. So that's why I think it's a 7.5 instead of the 8. But I still think that you get the extra pep and step from the Seattle bats who've kind of are becoming alive a little bit as is anyway. Mm-hmm. And then you add in the fact you just added 2 decent bats, and one guy's been there a while anyway, right? Come on, that'll be a fun little. My teammates here, there'll be smiles, and Texas has been hitting better themselves as well. Yeah, again, Seattle OPS 678, 5th worst. Again, this is you've only had Suarez hasn't suited up, and you got Naylor for a week here, folks. So it's not like those guys have contributed to these big things here. There we go. Little Larry David. Curb your enthusiasm. You're muted. You got to unmute it now.
Right? Everybody's gotten, and people are all in now in Seattle. And it's jumping. There'll be probably 200 by the end of the day.
I just can't believe it's juiced up that much there. It's I don't know. I looked at it. It's just a lot of the games I liked yesterday. And we'll get off topic here. I put them on Twitter, like around 3 o'clock. I said, take the Cubs. They were like minus 118. All right, where's that line now? Now it's in the 150s, right? And it's a 7 total, too, to boot. It's a low total. It's up. It was like 135. The Reds were at 120. I think that one's gone up. The Cleveland game was even money. It's just everything skyrockets overnight because people get it's these overreactions. Again, if it loses for me at a lower number, I feel better. I don't feel better. I don't want to lose, but it's like football, right? We're taking a team at +4. It goes to a 3. Hey, I got the 4. You're feeling good about your bet, right? I mean, baseball here. If you had 145 yesterday with Seattle, you got to be feeling good. It's 190 today.
Yeah, and we're going to get a lot of value going forward. Like you mentioned, these lines are going to be skyrocketing the rest of the season, and we're getting so much value with so many stars. So that's where we have to look. We have to dig deep, and figure out why the public is overreacting so much when they shouldn't be.
And again, free picks right now. Oh, we're talking Seattle, Texas, over 7.5 for me as a free play here. Phillies run line for Matt plus 140. These lines, if you're laying 190 at home to a team on your heels here or ahead of you, wherever Texas is, I don't have the stadium in front of me. When you're facing the A's here in Seattle, or you're facing the Angels, who again they're on the outskirts, but let's be honest, if you're laying 190 to these teams, what are you laying to Orioles, who have sent up the white flag, to the Twins? And even then, the run lines, you might be minus 120 in the run lines. Then it's kind of like, I'm really doing minus 130s. I think the first 5 are going to have to come into play, because this isn't just a Seattle thing. This is the Yankees, the Mets, the Phillies, the Dodgers, Padres. All these teams, they're going to face the Rockies. Those teams in the West, Dodgers and the Padres, they're going to have to face Arizona, who's an underdog today versus the A's. I mean, got to find different ways to attack it, because not only does the public overreact, the sports books know that. Like, I'm not going to give you the 150 when I know you're going to bet at 175 anyway, and they're going to open it at that 170. The long summer. Thank goodness for football. Thursday, we got preseason football. But recapping these 2 plays. Again, these are the free picks, folks. We had a nice little run the start of the month. We hit the bumps a little bit towards the end of the month. 52 and 51 with the free picks, minus 430. These are sides and total only. These do not count Doug's props that he's given out on the MLB shows. These are just sides and totals. Keep it even. I can't do the props. All of a sudden, you hit a plus 440 home run or something. It skews the numbers. No. Sides and totals only. 52 and 51. I got a feeling we go 2-0 today and knock this in half here. Run line Phillies plus 140 for Matt. Over Seattle 7.5 versus Rangers for me. These are the freebies. Matt's got a 3-pack up right now at gamblersworld.net. Number 1 in MLB money for the year. Go get it. I got a 3-pack up myself. Go get it. Also, NFL package. Let's go. $25 a week. It's a smart money move. What else is there to say? Nothing. Nothing else to say. Get it and bet it. Matt, good luck to your Jays. You made the move. Hopefully it pays off down the stretch there when he comes back and gets him in shape. I like it, guys. It's you're in the driver's seat. Yankee bullpen's fine, but you know what? If you don't have a lead, that bullpen ain't gonna matter. So you need to be ahead before you get all your bullpen and roll those guys out. But Phillies run line over Seattle. We're out of here. Have a good weekend, everybody. Bye-bye.